So, let me turn my air conditioning down a little bit. It probably sounds annoying, but today's a little different of an anting vlog in that I'm not in Arizona right now. And this is the first anting vlog that's going to be recorded in a different state. So I'm actually at Illinois Beach State Park right now. And part of the reason why I decided to do this vlog today is I wanted to sort of show off what you can get with ants in other states and really just show off the fact that you don't need to live in the best state for ants in the US to find cool stuff. So I'm hoping that I can actually prove that correct and find some pretty interesting ants today. So I guess just stay tuned for whatever we find and you know, enjoy the different ants. Hopefully, and I would imagine that nothing that we find today has been featured on the vlog before, so that'll be pretty cool. And yeah, so hopefully this goes well. This is pretty cool. We were just tearing apart, or I was tearing apart some bark on this log, and we found this founding Camponotus pennsylvanicus queen. So there's some eggs scattered in the tube. She had a nice pile of them, which is now not a nice pile because I moved it into the tube, but that is something that's fairly common at this time of year here, is finding their founding chambers just right underneath bark in fallen logs like that. So I would imagine and sort of hope that she's not the last one that we'll find, but yeah, got a nice pennsylvanicus. Well, that's kind of funny. Just now, in the exact same piece of wood, Camponotus nearcticus. The same story as that pennsylvanicus queen, just the smaller cousin of that species. So, very nice finds. Just, yeah. This is my advice to Midwestern ant keepers. Peel your bark in June. You will find Camponotus queens. Well, this is crazy. So we just broke into this log with this giant Crematogaster colony. But they're right next to this Aphaenogaster colony. Like, you can see there's a mix of workers. So there's, down here is where most of the Aphaenogaster rudis are. And then just up here, we just broke into the log, and there's just tons and tons of Crematogaster pupae. That's crazy, bro. We just found a freaking snake. Look at this. Not a super large snake, but...
Just trying to get that Lasius americanus pupae.
Oh yeah, there's Lasius pupae there.
Where you going?
I lost him. There he is. So this is pretty cool. We actually just found some Aphaenogaster tennesseensis. These were always some of my favorite ants when I still lived in the Midwest. And they're pretty cool. They get some decently large colonies. They have great coloration. And they're actually social parasites of another Aphaenogaster species, which is pretty cool. Definitely one of the ants that I love seeing out in the wild. So, yeah, there those are. So, yet some more Aphaenogaster tennesseensis, but just a super large colony this time. Tons of pupae, and then in the wood as well. Tons of them. Just such an awesome species, and you know, this is what I was saying, where they get pretty big colonies, like easily the largest colony size of any of the Midwestern Aphaenogaster, partially attributed to them being social parasites. Yeah, super awesome, and just such a pretty species. So this is pretty cool. We just found some Pheidole bicarinata, which to some of you that are used to seeing, you know, trimorphic Pheidole in all of my vlogs might be thinking, wow, that's really lame. But we're in the Midwest, bruh. This is the best you gonna get. So,
Prolifera, sometimes.
yeah, I guess there is prolifera, like 3 colonies in the whole Midwest. So you have those sometimes. But if you want Pheidole, this is your best bet. And, well, I don't even know where any majors are, but trust me, bro, those minors are definitely bicarinata. We got some good Lasius americanus colony. This is great because, as you can see, we're collecting that for hosts for Lasius parasite queens, because some of the guys I'm with have some Aphidicola queens that need hosts. Oh, and a pennsylvanicus queen. Look at that. Pennsylvanicus queen just fell out of somewhere. Don't know where from, but hey, that's pretty cool. Awesome. So I just found this dragonfly, or damselfly, I'm not really sure which, but yeah, I think it's a dragonfly, on the path. He was just sitting on the path, and I was just able to pick him up, and he didn't care. That's pretty cool. Throw that guy an eye net. So you guys should know what species it is if it gets ID'd.
Yeah, I'm gonna find at it too.
But that's pretty cool. That's definitely one of the first times that I've held a dragonfly. And there he goes. So cool. Hello everyone. Welcome to part 2 of my Midwest anting vlog. I am actually in Wisconsin this time. I was in Illinois earlier this week, and then for the last couple days of my trip, I'm up here in Wisconsin. I'm currently at Buckhorn State Park, and I'm just going to be doing some searching here for some more cool ants and bugs. I have a rough idea of what I'll find here because I've actually been here once before. I'm really hoping that today we'll find some parasitic Formica. I did last time I was here, but it was a little bit later in the year. I think if I was here next week, it would be about a year apart. So I'm about a week earlier in the year than I was last time that I was here, but I think that that's not going to make too much of a difference as to what I find. And yeah, just hopefully there'll be some cool stuff. It rained yesterday, so I think that will also encourage some more ants to be out, and possibly some things could have flown. I could find some queens here and there, although of course I'm not going to be collecting anything, just illegal to take it back to Arizona anyway, and all that stuff. So, but it'll still be cool to see, and yeah, so I guess I'll just keep you updated with what I happen to come across. Check this out, guys. We have an absolutely massive Aphaenogaster tennesseensis colony. This is by far one of the largest that I've seen. This is impressive. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. But if you see here, a lot of these pupae are actually male pupae. You can see they're pretty dark gray / almost black. Doesn't look like any of them have closed yet. I don't see any males running around, and I do not see a queen either. And I don't even see any queen brood, which is it's not too surprising. A lot of times that species will choose to make one or the other gender of elates to prevent accidental inbreeding during nuptial flights. So that's pretty cool, but big old colony, and again, not surprised to see them here. They're relatively common in the Midwest, but still just one of those species that's super awesome to find and see. Here's one that I was hoping I'd be able to get to show you guys. It's a little hard to see their colors. There we go, that helps a bit. We have some Camponotus novaeboracensis. These are species of Camponotus that's common in the upper US and Canada, but the further south you go, you don't really see them. And where I lived in Illinois, they were pretty much not present. So every time I come up to Wisconsin and I see them, it's a treat. Those beautiful red thoraxes. Now these guys are kind of funny in that they're nesting in the ground. They were under this log. I moved the log. It was sitting there about like that. But I just thought it was kind of funny that they were nesting pretty much in the ground despite being a wood nesting species. Funny guys. I finally got some. All over the ground here, we've got a bunch of parasitic Formica. There they are. Just a whole lot of them running around here. I'm going to try to find a worker. There we go. Grab it and look at its clypeus. And hang on, I gotta position it well in my hand here. I'm almost getting bit by mosquitoes. But if you take a look at the clypeus, and I'm going to try to snap a picture, it appears that this one has a notch in the clypeus, a small little divot, which theoretically means that those are Formica sanguinea-group and that they are slave makers, rather than Formica integra-group, which are temporary parasites and do not require hosts or slaves after colony foundation. And I'm not really surprised that they are sanguinea-group, as those are by far the most common parasites that are up here. but it's always good to check. Well, this is kind of funny. I bent over to take a picture of this toad, and I didn't even realize that this plant in front of me is covered in Dolichoderus. So these are the taschenbergi that I was talking about. Actually, I probably cut that, so you didn't hear me talking about it. I found what last year was a nest of them, but it was actually uninhabited this year because I had messed with it last year probably. But I found the Dolichoderus again, and so I'm gonna do a little bit of searching in this area to see if I can find a nest. I don't entirely expect to, but yeah, that's super awesome. These are one of 3 species that I've found in this area. I've also found Plagiatus and Postulatus. I have not found Myrmica yet, although they probably are here. But yeah, that is one genus that we don't have in the Southwest that I kind of wish we did, because they are really cool. So yeah, Dolichoderus. So there we go. That right there is a Dolichoderus taschenbergi nest. I followed a trail of them that I found back to here. I'm currently getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, but kind of worth it. They're climbing this little plant here, but I'm not entirely sure why. There must be something up here that they like. But I am going to dig into this nest and see what we find. This is a much smaller nest than I've been familiar with them having before. So I guess I'm just gonna see what's going on. Oh, they're getting mad. There's their entrance. Oh yeah. Well, let's see what we find in here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Dolichoderus are cool. Wow. I'm gonna see if I can locate a queen in here, but their queens are incredibly difficult to locate most of the time. They're basically the same size as the workers. Looks like they have a lot of a late brood in here too. You can see that one looks like a male. So yeah, wow. Just incredible. They're mad too. You can hear them in the leaves. Wow. Amazing. Gonna be kind of hard to see in here, but I actually found a Camponotus novaeboracensis queen. I think you could see a little bit of that red on the thorax there. But yeah. Gonna let her go, of course. Either that or give her to someone in the area before I go, or in the state. But very nice. Cool to be able to see queens of them, even if this test tube is super dirty and not good for filming at all. But Nova queen, yay! This is a great find right here. This is an Aphaenogaster treatae worker. These are, I believe, the largest Aphaenogaster in the eastern US. They're quite large. And they can be found up here in the Midwest in sandy areas, which, I mean, you can clearly tell based on this soil that meets the requirements. I wasn't sure if they were going to be here because I'm further north than I've ever found them in the Midwest, but they are in fact here. So that is a great find. Very nice. This is crazy. I just found wood nesting Pheidole bicarinata, and they're moving out of the wood. They're freaking out. It'd be really cool if the queen was in there, but I doubt it. There's another group of them down there. They had some majors out. Oh, you can see one of them down in there had a major pupa. Oh, yep, there's, see the major pupa, and I saw a major poking its head out. So yeah, this is very far north for this species, but because of how sandy the soil is here, it's basically pure sand, and that allows them to live up here. There's a major pupa going out. So yeah. So here I actually have an integra-group Formica. I don't know if you can tell that this one does not have a clypeal notch, which means that it is not a sanguinea-group slave maker. is instead an integra-group temporary parasite. So, to finish off my vlog for today, I am on this island that is only accessible by boat, and I'm going to be looking for ants on the island. Again, I have been on this island before, and I know that there are ants on this island, which is kind of funny because it's really not a very big island. It's pretty small, but there are no shortage of actually pretty cool ants on the island, and so I will be sure to let you guys know if I find anything. I actually already got some Camponotus pennsylvanicus workers. Nothing too special, but especially with those guys, they're pretty big ants with pretty big colonies, so getting them on an island is pretty cool if you ask me. Here at the base of this tree, we've got some Aphaenogaster tennesseensis, which I know I've showed plenty of times in this vlog, but the interesting thing about these guys is that they are, you know, I've mentioned before, they're social parasites, but I haven't found any of their host species on this island. I mean, there must be some, but it's weird because this is a pretty common species. Like, there are several large colonies of them on this island, and I've never found their host, so I don't know how they're doing it, how they are able to be here. But it would be a really, you know, really actually exciting if I did manage to find one of their hosts today. Here I have uncovered some Solenopsis molesta under a rock. You can see I've got some brood there. And yeah, just seeing those nice small Myrmicinae are pretty cool. I actually see a worker out of the nest foraging over here. There she is. So that's pretty neat. Looks like I found the main chamber for that molesta colony. See, there's some eggs there. Just a lot of brood up there. Do not see the queen. I don't have any collection equipment and, you know, don't want them anyway, but it'd be cool to film the queen. Do not see her, but you can see that despite this being an island, those ants are doing perfectly fine. Just found a Solenopsis colony with 2 queens. One was in there. Yep, you can see her gaster right there. There she is. And then the other one I accidentally killed. So that's, oops. Good thing they have 2. Because, yeah, there's that other one. Cool. Found a Solenopsis queen. Again, as I said before, no way to collect them, and I wouldn't anyway, but very nice find. Just found some Ponera pennsylvanica. Nothing too interesting, just some nice little primitive, interesting looking ants. Well, I think I found where these island ants are getting their food from. I just flipped this log, and there's all sorts of like roaches and crickets and stuff. So, yeah, all sorts of roaches. I guess that is where these island ants are getting their food from. They're freaking out and running back into their hole pretty quick, but found a nice Myrmica colony. This is probably Myrmica punctiventris or something similar. But yeah, got a pretty nice Myrmica colony there under that rock. There's one on the rock too. Their chamber is well, it's not very good. It's one of those rocks that's not very well cemented into the ground, so a little curious that I wasn't really expecting to find ants there, but it's a great find nonetheless. So under this giant rock, I found a parasitic Lasius colony. I think these are Acanthomyops. Yeah, these gotta be Acanthomyops. Unlike the tennesseensis, where I haven't actually found their hosts on the island, I know that there are Lasius americanus on the island here. So those guys are not unexplained. I know that they have hosts on the island that are, you know, there for them to use. The rock is also way too big for me to try putting it back. So in this whole area, I've been noticing a lot of foraging Formica workers, and I found their nest. That is it. And I just flipped the rock here, and there's a bunch of workers under it. I just saw some workers moving down in the entrance. And there's one coming home. But with it being overcast, the ants are less likely to be up under the rocks just because they're not getting any extra heat from it. The rocks aren't really any warmer than the surrounding air. So they don't have too much of a reason right now to be up under the rocks. Now that I've stopped messing with them, they're coming out to see what's been going on. But yeah, don't think I'll probably find any brood chambers or anything today. Maybe on a sunnier day I would, but not right now. Well, I lied. I found a brood chamber, or, well, a nest chamber. I actually didn't see any brood in it, but if you can tell, there's a bunch of males. These all fell out from in there. There was a big flat rock right here, and there were a couple males in there. So I've got some males, and there's a worker, so pretty cool. Right here is a spot where some people, or around here at least, I think down there's another one too, but people will go cliff jumping off of this. I think it's about 30 feet up. So, not today though. It's definitely a little cold and well, I don't feel like it, so. But yeah, pretty nice views up here. Wow, so I just found under this rock a pretty big Acanthomyops chamber. I mean, of course I've seen bigger, but really nice brood going on. They actually have some root aphids right there that are on a root. And yeah, just a bunch of larvae, pupae, and these really nice bright orange workers. I love Acanthomyops. Definitely gonna have to get my hands on a colony at some point. Very, very, very awesome ants. I finally found them. The species that the tennesseensis on this island are using as a host. This is an Aphaenogaster fulva worker. And this is one of about 3 species that tennesseensis will use as hosts. And they're here. I just saw this one worker foraging, so I don't really know, you know, where it came from. But yeah, that's mystery solved. I'm very happy about that find, because with how much tennesseensis is on this island, I knew there had to be some explanation. So there you go. Mystery solved. And well, I think that is going to be a wrap for the Midwest vlog. You know, there wasn't the most number of species, but especially the second day, we found some really, really awesome stuff, like that Dolichoderus colony. That's super cool. And I was able to find some parasitic Formica like I wanted to, that novaeboracensis queen, found some Pheidole, just all sorts of good stuff up here. So like I kind of mentioned at the beginning, might not be the best state for anting, might not be something too special, you know, people aren't traveling to Wisconsin to look for ants for the most part, but even if you do live in sort of a, you know, what would generally be considered a mediocre state for ants, you can still find some cool stuff. So I hope that I got that point across in this vlog, and it was a lot of fun to make, and also just a way to get a video out while I'm gone from Arizona. But yeah, that's I think all I have for you today. Be sure to check out arthropodantics.com and have a great rest of your day.